Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in and joining me for part 2 of this current series. This will also be the conclusion of Absolute Chaos on the Plains of Icaria Planum. We're continuing with the analysis of this high-rise photograph called Fresh Crater. It was acquired on the 16th of February 2019 at 24.9 centimeters per pixel. As usual, the images I'm showing you are cropped from the JP2 black and white map projected file, just under 500 meg in size. This is a look at the terrain, and we'll have a look at some of the larger anomalies around this so-called fresh crater towards the end of the video. I speculate, as well as a friend of mine, that this might have been a huge structure which was once intact on the surface, and for some other reason it might have been taken out with a direct strike. So we'll check out those, and we'll have a look at the remaining anomalies. So there's the site, and at the time of this video the high-rise photograph had not been loaded to Google Earth Mars yet. That site there is located 47 degrees 59 minutes south, 102 degrees 11 minutes west. Here we'll focus on that object, but just briefly let's have a look at some of the other artifacts around here. There's another one of these strange, what I call tombstone shaped objects with a protrusion or knob on it. Another one of these little triangular objects, seen many of those on Mars. Also the same size, each side is about 3 meters in length. There we've got another one of these square slabs, and on top of it we've got 3 smaller objects arranged in a triangular pattern. So let's zoom in on this artifact, which is about 10 meters across. We can see straight edges to it, a right angle there, guys. On the one side here we've got a circular shape, and on top of it, close to its center, a small little triangular object right there. Here we're looking at that artifact about 10 meters across, and on top of this one we've got a small rectangular part, and just next to it what looks like a perfect hole. Looks as if that might cover the hole, who knows. We see many of those examples on Mars where we've got the smaller part that seems to fit into a hole on the larger object. Here we're looking at this huge object in the center of this image, and that whole piece there is about 15 meters long. And what's really interesting about this one, guys and girls, is the square hole that seems to be cut into it there, and it's got a small object in the opening, and each side of that dark square area there is about 5 meters in length. Check out the strange disc-shaped anomaly lying here off to the side, guys. So what are we looking at here? It looks like the area immediately above this dark patch is raised off the surface of the larger object, and could this be an entranceway with this object sticking out of it? Or is it another depiction of an eye, which we've also seen quite a lot of on Mars? Here we've got 3 objects in a row, guys. Same size, equal distance between them, and I'll show you a couple more of those in just a moment. Yeah, we're checking out that anomaly there, and it looks like 2 smaller blocks or slabs, maybe even tiles, that have been placed next to one another, and on top of each, in the center, we've got those 2 dark patches. Each block there is about 4 by 5 meters in size. And also check out the really weird well-defined part sticking up here off the surface. Straight edges to it, and it's got a very reflective surface. Looks almost like this whole piece here might be some type of structure. We've got symmetry and geometry in that shape there, guys and girls. Here we're looking at two blocks next to one another, and each one is about 6 by 8 meters in size. And on top of the one here to the left, right in its center, we've got that protrusion or knob. Here we're looking at a strange dome-like feature on top of that larger part, which is about 12 by 12 meters in size. Check out the dome-like shape to this part, guys. And there's another disc there off to the left, partially covered in sand. That object there reminds me of a similar one that I found in Kanowski. This object over here is from our video and blog post called the Kanowski Arch on Mars Revisited in color. And here we can also see a very bright dome-like part on top of the larger piece. Check out the symmetry and geometry of that supporting base structure there, guys. Here we're looking at alignment or placement of artifacts next to one another in a row there, and that there's about 20 meters in length, consisting of multiple parts arranged next to one another in that row. On top of this part here, we've got two knobs or protrusions placed in the center of that item. Something similar that I found, this is from our blog and video called The Ancient Utopian Ruins on Mars. We've also got arrangement or alignment of parts in a row. And look at the overarching part bridging that gap over there, guys. Here we're looking at that disc. That there's about 12 meters across, and on top of it we've got a small dome-like feature. Also it's next to what looks like a hole. So could that cover the hole? And it's moved off to the right. Here we're looking at another disc-shaped object about 12 meters across, and on top of it we've got two protrusions or knobs placed right there in the center again, folks. Then we're looking at this triangular object over here to the left, which is about 8 meters to 10 meters long. And also close to the center we've got that part, and in a row over here to the left we've got three similar smaller objects arranged in a row again. Alignment going on here again, folks. We've got three small similar parts next to one another in a row, and they're placed next to a larger object over there to the right, and that there's about 10 meters long. Look at the three objects. They seem to have been placed next to one another. The gap between them is also equal, and there's a similar sort of design. This is from the video and blog post called the Kanowski Arch on Mars Revisited in color, as well as this one over here. So here we've got three objects also placed in a row, two similar ones on either side of that disc-shaped object there, and in front of it we've got a little triangular part, a row of similar objects there, also with some spacing between those that suggest those might have been placed there. And on this side here we've got two larger pieces, and in front of it there, right in the center, we've got that small block. So if you're wondering what this arch is, there it is, guys, the Kanowski arch in color, and each side of that triangular object there is about 17 meters per side. Also in the center it seems to have that part there which has been machined out of it. Check at these straight edges. And there we've got a nicely rounded part. Looks very, very artificial. Right, here we're looking at three smaller objects arranged in a row again. And that larger piece is about 12 meters across. So here we're looking at the three items. The space between them is also pretty peculiar, and the row is highly artificial. This larger piece, rectangular in shape, is aligned with that center line there, folks. Okay, yeah, we're looking at similar three objects arranged in a row, and that large piece there is about 12 meters across. Here we're looking at the three smaller objects up close. We can see they are similar in shape and size. Also, they're arranged in a row through the center of this what looks like another disc-shaped object. Three items on top of this larger piece, and the larger piece there is about 12 meters tall. The three objects on top are aligned in another triangular pattern, folks. Okay, three more objects aligned on that piece, which is about 14 meters across, and we can see the three objects there up close. Those two look similar in that they've got these smaller circular parts sticking out of them. Okay, another example of three smaller objects aligned on a disc. This half a disc is about 15 meters in diameter, and on top of it we've got this dome-shaped object with two smaller parts arranged on either side. Seen some examples of those too in other videos. Here we're looking at another triangle on that block over there, guys, which is about 6 by 6 meters in size, and we can see the two straight edges there, a right angle, small hollowed out part there on top, and these three dark spots arranged in a triangular pattern. Also here to the side looks almost like a type of a wing or flange. Another triangle there, guys. This piece here is about 12 meters long, and there we can see another one of these triangular parts. In each corner of this larger object we've got two similar dark spots forming a perfect triangle with this one over here. There's another disc over here, guys. We'll also have a look at this strange anomaly. This disc-shaped object there's about 14 meters across, and on top of it, close to its center, we've got what looks like a rectangular opening. Straight edges, these two are parallel to one another. This piece over here seems to be protruding out of that hole. And we're looking at this object, about 12 meters in length, and it's got a really odd shape. We've got a square over here, and then the circular part over here to the right. Got straight edges and a right angle there, and in the center of the circular part we've got what looks to be another hole with a small sphere or dome right there inside. And we're looking at that bright disk over there. It's actually very, very bright. When I zoom in on it, it gets very, very blurry, and that's about 10 meters in diameter. And on top of it we've got another one of these triangular parts. Alright, so let's look at some other alignments. These were from part 1. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row on top of that disc, which is about 15 meters across. Then we've got that row of smaller objects. It's actually 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the disc seems to be broken in half, or maybe it's 2 halves that have been placed next to one another. There's another huge bright disc there, also with a little triangular part on it, and there it is up close, guys. And we're looking at this huge megalithic slab or block over here to the right, which is about 18 meters across. Again, we've got straight edges, a right angle there, and then a half a dome shaped object there on the top. Also looks like that there could be open. Check out the straight edge on this one side. There's a right angle there too. And this is a really weird anomaly up there, guys. That's about 10 meters across, and it looks like some type of fossil. It's got an opening here. Looks almost like those ancient sea creatures that used to propel themselves through the ocean with a jet out the back here. I can't remember what they're called. And then this object over here is about 14 meters long, and it's got a strange rectangular part in its center. And this dark patch underneath it is in the shape of a star. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points to that. Alright, so we're looking at another rather weird object there. Potentially another one of these obelisk type anomalies, and that's about 12 meters long. It's lying on top of a larger piece over here to the left. This part over here to the bottom is very flat, and it's got sharp, well-defined edges to it. To end off the video, folks, we'll have a look at the anomalies around the so-called fresh crater, or what I speculate could have been a large structure that was blown apart in the distant past. For what reason, who knows, but let's check out these anomalies, and you can decide for yourselves, folks. Check out this large piece here. It's about 20 meters long, and surrounded by 2 smaller blocks. It's got very straight edges there. This looks almost like another one of these partial disc-shaped objects. There's another block over here to the bottom, and it's got a very smooth, flat surface, straight edges there, 90-degree angle. That there also looks as if it might be a hole with this small part sticking out of the opening there. Also straight edges and a right angle there. Okay, then we're looking at this smaller piece over here. Very bright, looks almost metallic in nature, and that there is about 3 by 8 meters in size. Look at the sharp edge. There's another piece like it, which I'll show you in a moment. This part over here with a smooth, flat surface to it is located up here to the top left, and it measures about 5 by 8 meters in size. It's also got one of these tombstone shapes on it, 2 parallel sides there, and then the rounded part here at the top. Not that these are tombstone, guys and girls, but what else can we compare it to? Yeah, we're looking at these blocks, and that one there is about 12 by 12 meters in size, and this one over here about 8 by 12 meters in size. Straight edges, right angle, and then parallel to the one side we've got this ridge over there. Then the blocks over here, straight edges, right angles. Also here we've got a triangular surface to that one block, and then these 2 parts that look like folded paper or petals, maybe even leaves. What else can we compare them to? Straight edges here, right angle, parallel ridge to this one side. This piece over here to the bottom looks like another piece of metallic plate. Check that out. Very shiny as well, and it's got straight edges there with a right angle. Smaller parts over here to the left that seem to fit into this larger piece. Right, then we're looking at the top of this circular depression, and specifically this very unusual piece here. It's about 20 meters long, and it's got a very straight edge on it. And we're looking at the top right of this depression, and this huge block over there, and the smaller one over here. This block is about 20 by 15 meters in size, and it's got a very straight edge over here to the right, and then this smaller block over here about 8 by 8 meters in size, straight edges and a right angle there, and it's got this rounded design to it. Also a very strange triangular part sticking out of the one side. Here we're looking at the objects to the bottom right of the fresh crater, and there's another block. Check this one out, guys. It's got 2 very smooth flat surfaces, a right angle over there. Just a quick shout out to Christopher Alexander, one of my channel subscribers who made a contribution towards my work and my research over on my PayPal account. Thank you, Christopher. A huge shout out to you. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. I also do appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for your viewership and your support. I do appreciate it very, very much, guys and girls. Do stay tuned. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.